Okay. We'll do it this way. Oh, I'm right in the way. My boobs are in the camera. Sorry about that. Did you see that? We're about to do a live painting with Cecil Roberts. Oh no, you broke my chair. Yeah, you did. Okay, so we're gonna do a muscle study of Cecil. You are? Do you want to stand? Do you want to sitting? Okay. 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 So we were having technical difficulties. We still are, and just gonna try to figure this out as we go. So where's my stream? I was trying to get fancy, be able to show more people this, but it does not seem to want to work. Okay.
I think I know what the problem is. Man.
Hmm?
I know what some of the issues may be. I wonder if this area doesn't have that many antennas.
Well, it has nothing to do with that because I just fixed.
Oh, you just fixed it.
I fixed the connectivity issue in the house, and we've never had any issues streaming or anything before. So this Facebook thing. I saw somebody posted on another streaming service that I had, and it says like, I'm sorry, another social media, and they were like, Facebook's down. What are y'all doing? How are y'all handling? And I was like, Facebook's down? No, it's not. I was just on it. Sure enough, Facebook is down.
She just called me.
Hmm? What happened?
I'm reading something from Reddit, and some chick called a guy Richard because he accidentally misstepped on his name. Her name was something on Tinder. So I was like, wow, really gonna call him Richard? Well, you know what the other name of Richard is.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's not cool. Hmm. Calm down.
if you want, or you can continue to open. If you leave it in your hand.
You're looking at it on YouTube, we're listening to political stuff.
No, we wouldn't be able to, they would kill our stream. That's what happened to me the other day.
Can I listen to football?
Anything that's copywritten, you can't listen to. Yeah.
They don't want to get sued.
So I wanted you to kind of talk about what your process is, what are the special challenges you have getting your body this way at this age as opposed to when you were younger. Is it harder? Is it easier? What parts are harder? What parts are easier? That kind of stuff. Because I thought that's a lot of people are gonna want to know that.
See that right here? That right there. Yes. That. No, see what you just did? That is 40-something years old.
Yes.
So I don't care who you are, it doesn't get easier. When me and Natalie first met, we had an argument one day over training and getting ready, getting your body right. And she said, well, it's easy. It should be easier as you get older. And I tried to explain to her that yes, you mentally know what you're supposed to do. You know how to do it. But the issue at hand is, does your body want to go through some processes? There are things that your body does at certain points in time, or certain changes it makes that you're not aware of, but you're trying to do the same thing or hammer it the same way. So bottom line is, as you age, you have to change your approach to how you train, because it doesn't get easier on how to do it. It gets easier to know what to do, but to get it there, sometimes the body just don't care. I want bacon. I want to go to sleep. I don't want to do cardio. So the hard part is mentally sitting here saying to yourself, okay, I need to override this. Like, I'd be lying to anybody if somebody said, well, did you have a cheat meal? Oh, I had several, doing it for my prep, because I just didn't want to eat oatmeal and ground turkey every morning or whatever. I wanted to eat a certain way or eat this, that, and the third, but I had to tell myself, hey, you can't have that. So the cardio part got easier as time went by, but it's just the dieting is getting harder to do. Because, I wanted to live a normal life, and I was like, okay, well, what's my mind telling me? When my mind's saying something, my body's saying something else.
Okay. I think even though my brain knows that, it still looks easier for everyone else except me. Like that seems to be my issue.
I try to work out. I've told people this. There's a high and a low. If you're the average person, well, let me say this. If you work out anywhere from 3 times to 6 times a week, there's a high, a low, and a medium. The low is 3 times a week minimum. 4 days a week is really, really good. 6 days a week, that's kind of like you're getting ready for a show. So if I'm the average person, if I can get in 3 to 4 days a week of working out, what working out does not mean I am a bodybuilder and I have to train like that. I just have to go out. I can go for a walk. I can go for a run. I can swim. I can bike ride. But I'm doing that at minimum 3 to 4 days a week. I'm devoting at least. I tell people like you literally can find 30 minutes of doing nothing, where you're sleeping for 30 minutes, watching TV for 30 minutes. That's minimum. There are people that watch TV for hours. Why can't you devote 30 to 45 minutes of devoting that time to yourself? You have to ask yourself, why do you have to watch a show? Why do you have to smoke what you smoke or lay in bed after you've been in bed for 7, 8 hours? Why do you have to lay down for another additional 45 minutes or whatever? You have to find time to devote it to yourself, your body. You know, it's when I go to events and I'm drawing at gigs and people see me like this weekend and they're like, can you draw my head on your body? And I get that, and people are like, man, what do you do? Whatever. And I tell people, well, I've worked out for 30-something years. And they have a hard time finding the time, as they say. But I'm like, did you watch an Astros game? Yeah. Well, there's 30, 40 minutes right there for your time. I don't want to give that up. Then you don't want to get it.
Well, I heard this thing that for a lot of people, especially, what you're talking about, it is really hard. So pairing,
Mm-hmm.
so like I pair things that I don't like to do with things that I love to do. So for example, today, get my squats in every time I have to get down and do the thing, like that's a little bit of pairing. Or I might, have something on. If I'm watching television, I might put something on and get in some type of exercise, some type of something while I'm sitting there, like instead of just sitting there, like as a reward to myself for doing this thing that I really don't want to do, but I know I need to do.
But I ask people this. Here's the question. Why? Why do you not want to take care of your body?
It's not that I don't want to take care of my body. That's different.
No. That's not what I asked you a question. That's what I asked.
Okay.
What I'm saying here is, you say you do want to take care of it, but I'm like, why do you not want to work out?
Because it hurts.
So then I'm going to tell people this. The difference between people that work out a lot and the people that don't like working out, that is it right there. That is the key thing, what you just said. It hurts. Our brains are wired totally different towards pain. I get satisfaction and pleasure out of my legs being sore 2 or 3 days later. And if I don't have a sore body part at some point in time, not all the time, but most times, then I didn't hit that. I felt like I didn't really hit it today. The exercise I did, the recruitment of muscles I try to use, I'm not feeling it. So therefore, I didn't think I have a good workout. When I have a really great workout, man, I'm sore as hell today. That was a really good back workout. It was a really good leg workout. I don't have to do it all the time. People are also under the idea that every time they work out, they're going to be sore. No, you're sore because you don't work out.
I definitely know that part.
You do it more consistently, you're not going to be sore every time.
And I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Logical brain knows all of those things. It's just getting.
Stop listening to that other side. Stop listening to that other side.
It's hard.
No, it's not.
That's the part that's the loudest in my brain.
No, stop listening to that part. See, here's the thing. You know that that part is screaming. Just shut it off. Some things we can as people do is like, you know what? I control everything else. I'm going to control that part. I don't need to listen to that. I'm going to put it on a timer, my workout on a timer, and I'm going to get up at this time, no matter what today, and do this at minimum 3 days a week. And the most important part is I can control what I eat. That's it.
I have noticed that my eating has been more difficult as I gotten older. Because when I was younger, remember I was like pretty strict on my diet. having the kids be like, oh, I don't want to do that, I don't want to, and like having to fight all of that has made it way more challenging for me to just eat what I need to eat. And also, like, when I got really broke, I realized how expensive it was to eat really well, like I was.
I understand.
So those are things that I struggle with as far as my eating.
I'm gonna tell people. I tell people this all the time. Well, recently, when I was prepping for this show, my weight wasn't coming down fast enough. Now I am normally taking anywhere from 2,400 to 2,500 calories a day sometimes, and I told myself, I was like, this is not working. I'm doing a lot of cardio, and my weight isn't dropping at the rate I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I control what and make a change? I'm going to cut my calories out to 1,700 calories a day.
I remember when you said that, I was like, that is insane.
I am I am 5'8.5", and normally walk anywhere around 215 to 220 pounds. Bodybuilder I know, Chris Bumstead, very popular classic physique bodybuilder. He walks around about 260. His calories around 1,500 because he's doing the Olympia this weekend. He had to cut back to he takes in almost 4,000 calories a day at 6'1", 260 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
To get the weight cut, the weight that he needed to get down to was about 220 something, 230 pounds. So to do that, he had to cut his calories.
Yeah.
So for a man of that size to cut down even less calories that it takes to do this show, there has to be a mid-ground. I was taking in way too many calories for my age and at this point in time in my life. 1,700, my weight came down. And I proved everybody wrong. So the thing is, you have to understand, the function of food, how you utilize it the way you need to, and understand it's like, I don't need to eat 2,000 calories for the average person. Anything less than that you're taking in is only because I'm not training or like that, like the average person. I need even less to keep my weight down.
Mm-hmm.
Because the average person takes in way more than 2,000 calories. They're taking in sometimes 3,000-4,000 calories of junk, fat, salt. So the doctors or the FDA is saying, hey, take in 2,000. That's the most you guys can do. And I realized, 1,700 is actually where I can probably even go a little bit less than that for my height, weight, and age.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've told people, divide that by 4 meals a day, and you'd be surprised what that looks like. You'd end up taking in less. You'd be like, oh my God, I haven't eaten that many calories today. It's not that hard.
It's not hard for me not to take in calories. The hardest part is I've just been struggling with the depression part. Has been like making me eat weird. So like for most days, I forget to eat.
I understand that. But I guarantee you remember to eat if you try to do cardio on an empty stomach. You'd be like, I need to eat something when you got back.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, change certain parts of change how you do things when you're out and about or when you're home. If I'm out and about, I don't go to Jack in the Box or I don't go to McDonald's. I make a choice. I'm saying, hey, if I keep eating this stuff when I'm on the street, it's going to have disastrous effects on my liver, my heart, my body. So let me just grab a protein bar, a bottle of water. This will get me to where I need to go, and then I'll eat something more substantial, higher calorie, more substance when I get home. And that's it. In the morning, I'm going to be ripping and running today. What do I need to do? I have two options. If I want carbs today, to feel full, I take some oatmeal, I throw 2 scoops of protein powder or vegan powder in it, depending on what I feel like. 1 or 2 scoops, eat that, drink a cup of black coffee, go about my business. And black coffee actually is one of the main ingredients in appetite suppressants, caffeine. So, hey, that's going to cause me to not want to eat anything for a little bit, and I can hold that until I finish doing what I need to do. By the time I get home, I eat my second meal of the day. Could eat brown rice, sweet potatoes, grilled chicken. It's not that expensive. Oatmeal's cheap.
Yeah, I do. I was doing a lot of oatmeal for a while when we were in the hotel.
Right. I don't even want the oatmeal. I just do a protein shake, go about my business. Sometimes I just want something a little bit lighter. I might do rice cakes for breakfast, a little almond butter with that, and I do one, protein shake, and then I go about my business. It's just things that you feel like. Sometimes it's not even any protein. I'll do the rice cakes and a piece of fruit, maybe half an apple, a little almond butter, and that's it. So even if you don't want to do that, breakfast doesn't have to be what you want to do. Hell, I'll eat chicken legs if I want to.
It's just Tracy.
Okay, that's what you're doing?
Yeah. Because you have a lot of the places where your muscles are connecting, and that connective tissue is there, then I'm doing that part first, and then I'm going to go back over it with the reddish pink for the actual muscle tissue. So I just got to try not to get ahead of myself.
Should have told me to shave.
Nope, it's fine. Turn to the side and put one leg up there.
And tell all your friends to go old, or they can hear me.
They can hear you, but also, I mean, they can see you. It's fine.
If you want to study fingers.
Can you ring it, paint on it?
Yeah, that's what
You sure?
just wash off.
Yeah, well.
Supposed to be working out today.
It's so crazy. Like the foot has so many muscles on the bottom and so little on the top. I never really thought about it before because, their feet. But that's a pretty cool deal.
Any responses?
Hmm?
Any responses?
No. Because I can't,
Sign in Facebook.
since I can't get anything on. It's just so frustrating. That's fine.
You're lucky to be dealing with me at my old age. There's no salt.
Is that what it is? Salt.
No, it's salt.
Oh, salt.
Assault.
Salt. Oh, okay.
It'd be like, can he stop molesting the artist? I know her. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Natalie would be so pissed. I could have used some of that too.
doing this on my bad knee.
Oh no, get on your good knee.
No,
Switch.
no,
You can switch. We need to do the other leg anyway.
okay. This isn't bad knee. I could do leg extensions Saturday, and then my leg day.
Crisscross bands that go across your ankles. It's pretty cool. The nerd in me is just getting excited. I was thinking of going to nursing school. Because they're offering the alternative route to BSN. So you get a bachelor's of science in nursing because you already have a degree in something else. And so it helps them get nurses in the field quicker. So instead of taking 2 to 3 years or whatever to get your bachelor's of science RN in nursing, you only take 1 year. And my grandmother really wanted me to do it.
Yeah, we still have to do clinical.
It's not really a big deal. You know what a nerd I am. Probably eat it up.
You know, I'm always about the why with everything. I don't care about anything else other than why. And basically, my thing is, if you know why you do something, why do you keep doing the same thing?
Fear, most of the time for me.
Why are you afraid? If you know what you need to be, if you know what needs to be done, why not just say, you know what? I do everything else fearlessly. Why am I not doing this? And when you answer that question, you say, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. For years, I bit my nails. And I'll ask myself, why?
I remember that.
But I asked myself, really, where did that come from? Why do you keep doing it? And I came out, you know, I've done it for years, but at some point in time, it switched to something else. Why would I possibly bite my nails? Anxiety.
Mhm.
But what was I anxious about? What can make me anxious? You want me to know, you want to tell you really what it came down to? Cheating, one of the streets, always having to cover your tracks, make sure that nobody knows you're lying, having to be accountable for time, having your story straight, having to make sure that nobody checked your phone to know what your rendezvous and what you were doing. When I stopped doing that and I went to therapy, well, therapy first, realized what I was doing, stopped doing that. Then I said, you know what, I'm not gonna bite my nails anymore. Stop doing that. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna ensure I don't do that by getting regular manicures. Haven't done it in years now. It's been almost 2.5, nearly 3 years. Stop biting my nails. That coincides when me and Natalie started dating and started getting serious. And I was like, you know what, I can't sit there and do the dirt that I was doing anymore. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have my phone up and be totally open and honest about any and everything I do to the point to where I don't care about the end result of what I would be doing, but what I should be doing. I should be doing this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with just what I'm doing right here. And I stop by doing nails. The point is, you have control over everything we do.
But you also understand that it took a combination of willpower and therapy to get you to that point. And so when I hear you sometimes talking about like why people, you can just do it because you know it's not good for you. There's a lot of stuff that we do that we know is not good for us, but we're not quite there yet. And everybody's in a different space. And because they're in a different space, you got to give them grace. And I think that's where I am right now. Like I give myself some grace, but I also, like I started a challenge with my friends. So we're doing 1,500 squats in the month of October. What that's going to do for me is going to build that habit back. It's going to help me get to my, like, oh, okay, I did that. Now, next goal. Because when I have somebody in my life like you have kind of a like, oh, you could do this, you could do that. And I love it and I know it, but it's overwhelming. And what overwhelm does for me is it stops me in my tracks. Instead of it empowering me and making me feel like, oh, you can do all this stuff, it makes me go, oh shit, I can't do this. There's no way. And I just get stuck.
I'm gonna tell you what here's what I hear. I think sometimes people are under the thing of health. When it comes to their health, they have to be either at some level or they have to get something done. And I'm like, no, that's never what I'm saying. What I am saying, I tell people is a little bit is a lot. Do you know what that means?
I definitely understand what it means, but you don't understand the overwhelm that I get from this. Like, I've been talking to my therapist about it. It's the slightest bit of input, I can become like stuck. And it has nothing to do with anybody else. It just.
What are you stuck in specifically? I want to know.
Well, right now, I feel really good. I don't feel as stuck right now. So it's hard to say. But when I am stuck, I don't tell anybody I'm stuck because I'm stuck.
What do you, stop right there. What are you stuck about? Help me understand. What are you stuck on?
Well, I get stuck on, you remember when I was working out a lot. You remember when my body was in really great shape.
Yes.
And how I felt really good about it and I really enjoyed it. When I think of, I should work out, I should be doing this, what I do to my brain is, you got to do what you did before.
Yep. Right.
And I understand that that's not what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is when I get stuck, I'm in a loop of that. And I can't get out of it without, like I have to use my CBT stuff in order to get out of it. Otherwise, I don't get out of it. I get stuck.
You get focused. What it is you are focused on the way your body used to be. And that is what I was telling you earlier. My body's not what it used to be. When I tell people my body is beat, my coach told me you have enough muscle. You don't have to do that crap that you used to do anymore because you built it already. You see what I'm saying? So now you have to change your focus onto something else. You have to do other exercises. I've written to people extensively about the little things. The little things, when you do it and add it together, cobble it together, it has an accumulative effect. Little things like just changing one meal a day, 7 days a week, has a cumulative effect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to sit there and constantly put in your brain and sit there and say, you know what? Screw this other stuff that I was thinking. I'm going to tell myself I can't do that anymore. We are not the same. We are not what we used to be. And I'm not coming from a point of view that it's easy. No, it's not. Especially when you're dealing with people that have issues mentally and whatever else. So for me, yes, it is easier, and I will acknowledge everybody. It's very easy for me to lift and work out because it is ingrained.
And you never stopped.
Yes, I've never stopped. But even when my mom was sick and I still try to work out because that was my therapy. But I try to tell people you have to recognize triggers, what gets in your way, things that you eat, don't bring it into your house. And I have to admit, people that work out, train, eat, whatever, take care of their bodies, in this country, it's kind of like, not so much an anomaly, but it's just not, there's not a lot of us. You know what I'm saying?
Our society is also not really built for self-care.
No. Yes, honey. Yes, I answered you. Oh, hold on. Just get my usual with a lot of it. Potato salad is definitely me. I like that. No, that's all right. I don't care. Yeah, the beans. Yes. No. Exactly. Yeah. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do they come with a side order of Walter? Okay. Oh, he's gonna be a brisket. Is he refried? That's my mother-in-law. She looking cute? Okay. Make sure she stays sassy. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. All right. All right. Love you. All right. Oh. Man, if I'm really going the next meal I eat for the whole day.
I think you're also very blessed to have a partner that understands what your goals are, and y'all have similar goals.
Mm-hmm.
When that other person and I were together, we had nothing similar to deal with, so we couldn't do those things together.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna sit there and admit, after my divorce, I started looking for people that was in my hemisphere that were more like-minded
Mm-hmm.
and weaned certain people that were out of the norm with me or what I wanted, and that's where I got to where I wanted. Of course, it's a combination of therapy, being willful, and sitting there saying, no, I am going to make changes in how I do things and who I deal with. And if that means I'll be by myself for a little bit, that's fine. That's okay. But I'm going to make better choices. And the understanding that everything has to be with purpose and long-term goals. And I'm going to stick to it and go to it. And it's just, that's just where I am right now. I'm like, well, I don't want to do something. I'm not doing that. If it doesn't benefit me, not doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm also thinking everything is now long-term. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know.
All right. Have a sit down and rest while I have to get a spray bottle. Oh my God. I promise I won't kill them, but good Lord. Children. So apparently she tried to use my spray bottle for some type of hair stuff.
One of the popular podcaster and
So I buy all these spray bottles because I need them for my case.
Mhm.
And then she goes to my case and uses my spray bottles for other crap. Then when I need them for this type of stuff, work,
Yeah, what are you doing?
it's not ready anymore.
Somebody just hit your doorbell.
Somebody hit my doorbell?
You have a doorbell?
Whew. Probably not. Okay. Okay, and your name is David? Okay. Okay, thank you so much, David. I appreciate it. You too. So the boy doesn't want to cut the grass anymore.
Why not?
Because he just doesn't like doing it. So I told him, it's your job and you're gonna do it unless you figure out a way to, you use your work money to pay somebody to
You
do
gotta
it.
pay somebody to mow the lawn.
Huh?
Then he paid somebody. Your job, you will live here and stay.
Absolutely.
You're gonna either mow the lawn or you will pay for somebody to mow it.
So I asked him, what's going on with it? Well, I'm just gonna wait until I get paid again so I can, baby, but the yard needs to get done every week. I'm not gonna sit here and play guessing games with you about whether or not the yard gets done. So You get in there, you do the yard, or you say, Mom, I got somebody coming on this day, and I'm good. But just not doing it and not talking to me about not doing it doesn't work for me.
Right.
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to tell you that. Babe, you have to understand when people are expecting things from you without communication, doesn't work.
So basically, I'm just gonna let the lawn get overrun and just not say anything?
Basically. That's what it seemed like to me.
Okay.
So I was like, that doesn't work for me.
So that, yes, it doesn't. I would love to, if you know, that's how I talk to Walter too. So you're okay with the lawn looking like a jungle and you want me to pay for it?
I told him if I get a fine from the homeowners association,
Oh,
because my
Yeah,
lawn
go
looks a hot mess, he's painting it. I said it's gonna be way more than what you would have to pay for someone to just come and do it, or for you to just do it your damn self.
But why do you not want to get out and mow the lawn? What's the problem?
You wanna play games instead?
That's the problem. That's what I figured that's what it is. Because to sit there and vote.
Okay.
I've told Natalie a million times, and I've told everybody that nobody's gonna mow my lawn. But there's one time, a couple of days, because I was out of town or because I was prepping for my show, I can have somebody mow my lawn. I cannot have my lawn looking like a hot mess because one, then that means nobody looks like nobody lives there, nobody cares about the house, and then that causes people to want to break into your house.
Yep.
And I'm not fixing to do that. But my lawn mowing was also my therapy. It's also my cardio too. It's a cheap form of cardio.
That's what I was telling him. And I was like, Jahina loves cutting grass.
Okay.
But I don't want her to feel like she will always just do the stuff that he don't want to do.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, this is gonna suck. You may take it the wrong way, but you know your children, and if you know one wants to do stuff because they like doing it, you got to let them go with it. It's not harmful, and I know the point is, well, you want the other one to sit and I'm letting you off the hook. You're not gonna let them off the hook in terms of either you do it or you gonna pay for it, or you. But I have a better idea. Since you don't, hold on. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll take it. Yeah, that's fine. All right. All right. Then how about we compromise? Shahina, you mow the lawn, you pay her.
Yeah, that would work. And that's what I told him.
She'll get some exercise. She'll get enjoyment. She don't mind feeling like she's doing something. He'll have to pay his sister, and then he'll feel some type of way about it to some degree down the line. Now, if he's totally okay with that, and he wants to play video games, it's a win-win. Your lawn gets mowed, she gets satisfaction. He don't have to do it. He'll have to pay her to do it, and he has to sit there and sign something sitting here saying every week, "Well, I'm going to take it out your hands." Does he have an account or a some kind of bank account or anything?
Yeah.
Does he have a cash app?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you gonna cash app your sister? Hey, she did it on such and such date. It's gonna be done on these 2 days. You need to cash app her right now. Well, I ain't got the money. I don't care. You got paid. And you give him a couple of days on. Hey, you need to have your money in a few days because she's gonna need it done. You see what I'm saying?
I did.
Walter came to me this morning. His mom got him a kolache. She is looking in, so he gets up off the couch, rolls over the couch like a ninja, like he usually does, and he grabs the kolache and he starts eating it. She's like, "Hey, let him warm it up." I looked at him. I said, "Hey, is he okay with eating it cold?" Well, I mean, it's warm up. Why does he have to have it warmed up? Well, why does he have to have it warmed up? Well, he doesn't have to warm up. I said, "Is he okay with eating it?" Walter, you okay eating it cold? Yeah, I'm fine with it. let him do it.
I just have a strong issue with her being so willing to do the work and him being not willing to do the work, but he don't want to give up any of his comfort to have the work done by someone else.
Where's his daddy?
You know where his daddy is.
Your daughter has a lot of work ethic in certain things that genetically I get some of that, a lot of that from my mother. Your oldest, not so much.
Yeah.
There's more Corinda in Anna than there is Cecil in Anna. Maybe the art part, the weirdness, the quirkiness, and the jokes, the martial arts training, and whatever, trying to eat healthy, that's her dad. But the other stuff, that's clearly her mother. And sometimes I've seen a good friend of mine, 3 sons. One was in the military, the youngest one lives with her, and he's 20-some years old. He takes care of his business as far as work and school. The middle one is in prison. 3 different fathers. The first 2 know their dad, the middle one doesn't know who his father is.
I understand.
I know.
I am working to help him understand that you have to pay one way or the other.
Yes.
That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she used to just like, without provocation, fix food for herself, fix food for him. I fix food for myself, I fix food for the kids. He fixed food for himself.
You ever touched there and ask him why he doesn't think about others in that regard?
I didn't. That's a good idea.
And sit there and say, number one, you ever notice that I do for you, your sister does for you? You're not being thoughtful. You're living with 2 women, your sister and your mother, and we're always thinking about you because he's also the only male in the house. But he's also y'all's son and brother, right? But why do you not do that? Walter eats the kolache, sits on the chair. I look at him and I said, hey, don't stop. I said, stop eating. What do you tell your mother? He's looking around and I said, what do you tell your mom? And he says, thank you. I said, don't ever pick up anything or you get something for your mom and you don't tell your mother thank you or mom, I appreciate it, or give her a hug or tell her good morning or kiss. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to sometimes at certain points in time tell them my mother is not here. You know, this person is not here. You're not telling people thank you. Well, I gave my sister, after I came back from Colorado, I gave her and my dad about $400. And I said, you divvy it up the way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister was like, you didn't have to do that. I said, it didn't need to be done. But I didn't have to do it, but I did it anyway because one, she's not working right now. So I'm like, we think about others, and I was like, give dad whatever he wants out of it, and it's my dad, he don't give a damn. You give him a Coke and a pair of slippers, he's okay with that. You know, Wendy's a little different. She's a woman. She don't want to get certain things. I'm like, knock yourself out. You dig it up.
Yeah, the inconsiderate part is problematic.
I understand.
I told them both I needed them to come help me with this project this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They both decided that it was more important for them to go to work. And I was like, but I asked you to ask for off 2.5 weeks ago. way before your schedule was about to begin. Why didn't you ask for help? Mom, I didn't want to because, I just started, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
That's understandable.
yes and no. Because whenever, every time they needed something, I either had to figure out how to get off from work to do it or find somebody else to do it or have somebody, you know what I'm saying? I always had to make that compromise, and I have sacrificed my career to do the stuff I want to do the stuff I had to do for them. I'm not asking them to
I understand that too.
break their neck. I'm asking them to help me 2 weekends a month. That's it. It just hurt my feelings so much. And then, like, midway during the thing this weekend, I got lost, called, Jahina, can you get on the stream and just tell me where I'm lost? Like, tell me, what do you see and that I'm not seeing? Really? Like, I'm stressed right now. What am I interrupting? You're not at work anymore. You're at home. What? Hi, Mom. And she gets on and she's like, oh, you missed this, you missed that, blah, blah, blah. She was helpful after the fact, but having to go through that was just annoying.
Well, that's because I get it. It was a point in time where you just feel like, y'all can, I don't know how to sit there and say this. There comes a point in time where sometimes between kids and parents where, we stop wanting to baby them and everything and do this, that, and the third, and you want them to kind of be a little bit more of a freaking adult and be a little bit more mindful of and self-aware of certain things. But they at the point in time where they're still acting like they're like 2 and they don't know, or everything's a bother. And they look at everything in my world is important, and it's like everything in your world is not important because you're not paying bills yet. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the other thing. Fine, you can't come help me because you're working. Great. So these are the bills you're going to be responsible for from here on out.
And I think that's fair. It's about time. You want to do the adult thing. Y'all want to be doing it. I'm going to stop treating you like y'all are like 2 and 3 my little babies. You want to be an adult? You're going to start acting like an adult. And don't feel any guilt about it. Why should you feel guilty? I mean, you have those. I think sometimes there are some kids that don't understand they're really blessed, and they have parents out there that are really, for lack of a better word, really crappy parents that are really greedy, and they felt like the world gave me a bad shake. I'm going to pass it on to you.
Oh, it's starting to look good.
And what I think they feel to realize, and they take advantage of I'm not paying bills, I get to live here, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you know what? You're going to start being like more of an adult. You're going to do this. I'm going to expect this on the first. I'm going to expect this in the middle of the month. And at the end of the month, I want this and this paid. I want this. If you're not doing this, that, and the third, you're going to have to figure it out. I'm not buying you food anymore.
I know that's the thing I was
You're going to feed yourself, and I'm not cooking for y'all. Y'all want to be figured out. Don't ask me for money. Don't ask me to buy you anything to eat. Don't ask for the insurance is there or whatever. If you don't want that, I'm going to start treating you like a roommate. And I hate to say this, it's okay.
That's exactly what I started telling them. I was like, you guys want to act like that? You don't have to deal with that.
And at what point does Vanetta sit there and stop feeling funny and sit there and say, what about me? You've been the superhero your whole goddamn life with the kids and whatnot. At what point in time does he sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to absolve myself from guilt. It's okay. It's okay.
just feels really awful because that's just not how I was raised, you know? And I think also, like, with my mom, I broke away so early, 17, as soon as I could, I was out. I was on my own. I was taking care of my own. I was doing all the stuff.
Ask yourself a question. Why did you do that? Because you wanted to get away because of what was going on with your mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not your mother. So at some point in time, it's like, wait a minute, I'm getting screwed here to some degree on certain things. You are not your mom, and it's okay to sit there and say, you know what, I'm not her. I didn't do this, that, and the third. I'm not doing that to my kid. It's okay.
Got the nipples.
Yeah, I would not do nothing. The camera's right here. Y'all have that evidence. And just,
It's coming out good. You see it? You see the transformation?
so body study.
All right, stand up. Jaheen has already started to do this thing where she'll buy food for herself and don't want nobody to eat it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and extend that.
Yes.
My food is my food. Your food is your food. He can buy his own food. Everybody can label it. We can leave it just like that because I spend a great deal of money of my income on feeding those people.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has the audacity to go and get food that I'm not supposed to be able to eat because she bought it. I said, I don't do that to you.
Yeah, but you told her that?
Yeah, I told her that.
And what did she say?
She was like, well, it's just that I bought this just for me. Oh, okay. I got you.
See, I think sometimes parents are hurt because we feel like, well, I did all this stuff for you. And like, they're half of you. 30% of that is you. 30% of that is their dad. And the rest of that is totally society, their friends, their auntie, and whatever the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but now I'm just like
Perturbed.
quiet.
So then I'm listening to my friend and I'm like, oh, she's starting to get it. Yay. You think like you want me to be mean to my kids. Like, no,
It's
not
not
at
that I
all.
think it's just that you have to understand the abuse that I endured growing up.
I do.
So every
That
time I
is
was
abusive.
yes, I was being gaslit about anytime I set my boundaries. So it still feels really awkward to set my boundaries with anyone, not just my kids.
That's why I'm here to tell you it's okay. Like I joke about it all the time and I sit there and say, oh, I'm the asshole. But I'm like, I accept that. That is like, you know what? It's okay. A supposedly friend of mine, today's her birthday, and I come to realize it's like, you know, we no longer really communicate. And I was like telling Natalie, she saw it as like, this person's not really your friend. And one day, because they were trying to sleep with me and her, and they just found it because I don't want to do that or whatever, they kind of pull back themselves from a certain situation. And today's their birthday, and I looked at the timeline on Facebook, and I was like, I am not reaching out. And I was like, before I would have been like, well, you know, I don't want to be mean, and I just kind of said, see, so they could care less whether or not they hear from you or anything's going good along with you,
Unless they can get something
from you. And because you set a boundary, and you're like you weren't interested in what they wanted to do, you found not attractive whatsoever. She did a hard no. You're like, hell no. That they kind of started not talking to you. So I'm like, you know what? I have other things going on in my life. I have other people around me. So I'm like, back to being with your Facebook We're just friends on Facebook. That's all it is. And it's okay. I mean, I know this is totally different because they're your children, but it's okay if mom starts sitting here treating them, you know what, y'all two dozen Negroes in my house taking up residence. I'm gonna call it what it is.
Well, this whole thing about me applying for grad school,
Mhm.
it's in California.
Okay. They have to start figuring out. Mommy got to do for herself.
So my thing is, set them up for success. But I gotta go.
No, I think you have always been the person that's done so much of it. What is your daddy gonna sit there and go, I'm gonna have to eat a dick now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It comes a point in time where it's like you've done, they gotta sit there and there's two parents here. Quentin was never gonna sit there and do right by Anna as far as I'm concerned, so long as we stayed together. She didn't have to step up, and she didn't step up until we got divorced, and then she had to sit there and step up. Of course, she did it all in a whole totally different direction, but hey, our daughter's in college.
Moving your arm, not your body.
And she had to figure it out. There's only so much I can do. Speaking of which, half payment of child support is due.
He thinks that he's gonna get out of child support because Shaheen is almost 18.
Back child support? Is it back child support? He's
Still in arrears.
Just like that.
He gonna be like Oscar. You remember how Oscar was paying? Kessler was like almost 30.
His dad was still on the
And
move.
he's still trying to pay for Leland and what's her name too. Just when it could have just been done. But he was trying to get over.
I think sometimes with men, they feel like two things. The woman is trying to screw me because our relationship went sour and they're making me pay, and you got the government involved to make me pay, and they're taking my money. They don't see it as I'm taking care of my children. But they're like, well, why can't I just do this, that, and the third? And why are you making it seem like this, that, whatever? And me, I always looked at it like, well, it's my kid. I gotta take care of him anyway. It's my job. I don't care. I'm looking at it like, so why can't I pay my thing and then make money and take care of myself? I can do both.
Yeah, I think when we went to court, there was this couple in front of us getting their divorce papers, and the judge asked the mom, like, do you want to go ahead and put him on child support? The guy was like, no, I'm not being put on child support. And then the judge was like, and what are you doing in lieu of child support? He says, I've set up a trust in the kids' names, and I will pay to that, this, whatever. I will pay the kids' insurance, like he had all these things that he was doing in lieu of child support.
Mm-hmm.
And judge was like, bet. And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I told Victor that day, like, if you have a plan like that and you're just going to do it, I don't have to put you on child support. But remember, he didn't follow through on that plan and was like, well, I lost my job. I don't get a chance to not feed the kids because you lost your
Yeah,
job.
and that, in all fairness, he didn't have to come back to the court, but he could have sat there and said, "Hey, look, this is what's going on with me right now. Let me rectify this, and let me give me this X amount of time. Let me get things going, and whatever." Now, that being said, there are a lot of dudes, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do anything. I mean, why can't I just give them some money every, a couple of times, once a month? I'll give them $50 and you take care of the kids. And why kids? I mean, why they didn't pay for it?
They don't even pay for child care
But
for
then,
half the week.
but then if you ask them, how come you don't have it, sir? Why I ain't working? Why are you not working? Man, I lost my job. Are you looking for another one? I'm looking. Why don't you just admit, I didn't go to school. I don't have a skill or a trade. I'm pretty much a bum, and you're making me pay, and it's making me feel bad because I can't do anything to take care of my kids, and I ain't about shit. Why don't you just admit that? Say
There's
that.
this judge in Galveston. He is a divorce judge, like a family court judge, and if you get in his court, he's gonna give you the maximum. And his thought process is this: if I can do it and I have to get a second job so I can pay my child support, you can do it.
Right.
And he will not let people off the hook. So like when Victor was pulling all that stuff, my lawyer was like, "Ooh, y'all live in Galveston County. This might be really good because we'll just do a change of venue and put it in Galveston County and get that judge. If we pull that judge, it's a wrap."
Right.
And it's sad that you have to get certain judges because the judge that we got was like, "Well, I mean, if you say you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it."
Let me ask you a question. In all fairness, why do you think Victor's always been just kind of like hands off? I'm letting you do it or whatever. Why do you think that is?
I think he never really wanted kids in the first place. And even though I gave him several opportunities not to do this, he pushed it because he felt bad. He didn't want his parents to, look at him a different way. But he did the bare minimum so he didn't have to.
So he had kids with you. You had 2 kids with you. They're a couple of years apart, right?
Mm-hmm. Right there.
Why just not sit there and say, I'm not going to do that to myself? Just because you appease your parents?
Yep.
But ask him now, if you had a chance to do it all over again, would you still have kids with him?
I wouldn't.
There you go. There's your answer.
No, I wouldn't at all.
Y'all, if you had to do some things of your life over again, what would you have done?
Things that I would have done differently is I would have stayed in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I got pregnant or not, I would have stayed in Chicago.
Take the kids out of it. Let's take the kids out of it.
Okay. So I would have stayed in Chicago and I would have gotten a job as an animator. Or done, gotten a job in graphics. I had a really great internship that I was on a track to do some really high end. I would have been a commercial artist, literally, for a mock-up artist for Coca-Cola and all of those. That's the job that I was up for.
Okay.
So that's what I would be doing right now. I'm really grateful that I'm getting back into animation illustration, but it really feels that it's been so long.
The reason why I'm asking you this, because I was looking at certain people that I've been around, and their children and their mates and people who they were, and everybody we all came back the same. The person you got with, had children with, we are not compatible with those people.
Natalie and her ex-husband, her friend that just recently got a divorce. And I always go back to looking up the person's family life. So I was the other person's family life, and we all had fucking red flags all over why we should not have gotten there. Because of our youth and our parents either not being there or being there or whatever. I can sit there and go, everybody. It's like if we had to do it all over again, none of us would have got with the person we had because we're tied to those people. You understand what I'm saying?
I was watching a video the other day, and the lady was saying, butterflies in your stomach is not it doesn't mean that you are compatible. It actually is a warning sign that you cannot be yourself around somebody. And I remember telling Vic that, like, I still have butterflies around you. With Crow just recently, I still have butterflies when I need to tell him something important. Those are red flags that I did not even know were red flags because trauma.
Right. I look at it now. I was talking to Natalie's daughter, and I was telling her, when you're picking a person, when you meet somebody, I said, there's a woman, and I'm just talking about male partners, but to a woman. You need to find out about that person's family life and background. That is a major component in whether or not you should get with anybody. She intently was listening, and she was like, I said, because what we do is when you're a nice person and you always see the high side, the good side of people, you tend to give them passes and you give them an out or an excuse or a reason. And you don't want, and because of your own way of thinking, you don't want to be mean, you don't want to be judgmental, but not realizing it is okay to be judgmental, discerning, picky, choicey to some degree, because it is literally another version of self-defense. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're trying to weed out or whatever. If you meet a guy, he may be, while in school, I'm trying to do better myself, but he comes from a family of crackheads, drug addicts, where the dad was not present. There are other things that may come along with that guy. Just because he's doing this, that, and the third does not mean there are other issues. He also may be deceptive. He may be untrustworthy. He may be crooked in certain aspects. So why take that risk because, that person? You meet another person and they come from a better family life where there was a mom and dad present, that there's no abuse, they do family gatherings, that he deals with his parents a lot. He has a good relationship or a decent relationship with both parents and siblings. You have a better chance.
That still don't mean shit though.
I know it doesn't mean shit, but
with Victor, he had all of that stuff, and he's still like his issue was his parents. One of his parents just not being receptive and understanding that her sons had problems that she was enabling.
Yes, no, this is what that's why I was just prefaced. I said, you may still have issues, but the likelihood is lower. It's less like the thing with the COVID vaccine. Just because we get the vaccine doesn't mean we still can't get COVID.
Yeah.
So you're sitting here trying to say, but it's better to at least have the vaccine or than going up raw dog with nothing in place and then, hey, you know what? I'll take my risk. It's better to have certain things available. It's no different than me doing squats and I have my wrap and my belt, but there's a big guy right there that can possibly help me with this heavy ass weight. I'd rather have him there available when I don't really need him. You know what I'm saying? So the point is,
with Crow, I realized that he had no relationship with his mother. Like, it was incredibly contentious.
Right.
And I didn't find that out until 2.5 years in.
mm-hmm.
Because every time I would talk about him, he's like, oh, my mom died when I was young. That was it.
Right.
But what he didn't say is, yeah, but before she died, we didn't get along. Really important. Because that not getting along was crucial. And it let me know so many different reasons why he reacts the way he does. Like women can't criticize him. You know, trust.
That's some, he has mommy issues.
Yes.
That's it. He's got mommy issues. And how dare you? You ain't gonna talk to me crazy. Because my mama talked to me crazy, or was disrespectful, or emasculating, or cruel. And I did that with women, and I'm an adult now, and I'm not gonna let no woman talk to me crazy. Instead of,
And it doesn't matter that you're not even doing that.
He just, anything that a woman says is, I'm gonna be defensive, or I'm gonna take it as, I can take it as a slight. Just another thing of well, to some degree, chauvinist, but some of it is very, he's got some damage there.
Oh, definitely.
So, my father did not live with his mother. He lived with his grandmother, dad. He'd go for, he went to go in front of his father and ask for money, whatever. His father was not the kindest. He had to make sure it was okay with his wife to give his own biological son money, or needed help or whatever, and he took it a certain way.
Yeah, the damage that we carry is important. And I've been telling the kids, like, you have damage, sweetheart. You have to get it taken care of before you decide to start looking for relationships that are going to be sustainable. I did the best that I could, but at this point, it's on you. You gotta handle the rest. Nothing I can do about that now. It's too much.
At some point in time, if you do this on OnlyFans, this is why you're gonna be waiting. It's like, hey man, when are they supposed to start getting at it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pay for $8.99 for body paint.
Well, that's what my channel says I do, so.
No, they want to send some DA.
The only reason why I'm thinking of OnlyFans is because, like every other, Twitch will let me, but it needs to be really specific. And
What is Twitch about anyway?
it's mostly for gamers, but there's some body painters on there that have a decent following, and they do full nude on their channel.
What's the difference? Why is it a gamer channel?
Oh, because you can. Twitch was just developed as a way for gamers to stream, like, hey, this is me playing my game.
So I'm watching a dude play a video game.
Yeah, if that's your thing,
I'm gonna make an all masturbation channel.
you should do that.
It's just people care. Oh, it's called cams. They already do that, don't
They do.
But I don't want
But
professional. But I'm gonna.
there's one called
amateur.
Chatterbait.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it. But I don't. My channel will be this: no professional models. I want regular people to do it. Normal. I want normies. You work at a grocery store, you can get in. You work in a doctor's office, you can get in. You do body paint, you can get in. That means even you. No?
No problem with me. I don't have a problem with it. Now that my kids are older, there's a whole lot of world open up for me of things that I'm going to be able to do.
I found out my friend uses lotion.
Hmm?
He uses lotion in a white rag. And I was like, I said, You're so frou-frou. Natalie was like, you just go right at it. I said, yeah. And I said, if there's an old sock or a piece of paper next to me, I'll use it to clean up with that. They looked at me like, you're gross. I'm like, no, savage, not a barbarian. See, this is the word I'm gonna be like. See, this is where it happens right now. She's sitting on something. She's kneeling. It's all ready to happen right now. No, none of that.
I swear, all of my friends were like, when are you going to do a body paint with him?
Really.
Yeah, because you posted that. In the
I
group.
posted a picture. I posted me. What there's
Where
one.
you're showing off your leg
Mhm.
and going, I think Vanetta should paint me next. And so I've been getting inboxes.
But
saying
nobody
she posted
said
it.
anything on it. When I posted, I was like,
Because everyone is, nobody wants to be outed and everything, but they're
outed for
inboxing me.
what?
They're inboxing me, going, yeah, so let me know when you paint him.
So I was gonna be painted, and how many of them were men? That's what
Half and half.
it was for half and half.
Yeah.
How many of them were white dudes?
I don't think I even know that many white dudes.
We were
Why, you have a preference for white dudes?
no, not really. Well, I was apparently I didn't know I was being watched when I went to the restroom yesterday when I washed my hands when I got to this restaurant with my friend Arvin and Natalie, and I come out of the restroom and I see her talking to a group of guys, and she was sitting here saying, when you got up there in the restroom, all these dudes they just turned their head and were all looking. I said, I think they're all gay, huh? And she's like, every last word of it. I'm like, oh, okay, did I know? Well, I said, so she said, are you surprised? I'm like,
Nope.
I said, nope.
Shouldn't be.
I said, at this point, have you ever seen me be surprised? She's like, no, not really. No longer surprised.
All right, turn. Of all the anatomy pictures I found, not one of them showed the muscular structure of a penis. And I was like, so how do doctors learn? How do they know what it's supposed to be? It kind of scares me when you think about it. I'm almost done. Good. Do your bottom.
And you gonna take pictures?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do all of this and not take pictures. We gotta.
And then what else you got going on today?
This is it.
And you're gonna go for a walk for about 30 minutes after you sometime today.
Okay.
That's your job. If you get a call from me during the week, at least two other times during the week, and I'll say, Vernetta, get up and go for walking. That's what you're gonna get from me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you said okay.
Yeah, you said okay for today, but you ain't say okay for the rest of the week.
It's fine. I told you I've been doing my
And I want you to get some yoga in.
yogurt.
Yoga.
Oh, because I don't eat yogurt. It's disgusting. He's home. Hello. Oh, all those the reasons why I got out of the service because of my knees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I move, and there's a reminder right there.
Yes.
It's looking good. Number one, he's working a double today. So I have to, in order to apply for grad school, I have to get a letter of recommendation from some professors. And, I ain't been in school for 20 years. Like, I don't know how that's supposed to work. Hey, remember me? I was in your studio class 2 decades ago. Would love it if you could give me a recommendation. Like I don't have academic contacts anymore.
Right.
So I have this homegirl, not a crush on her, but I have a homegirl, and she's a professor at Texas Southern. And I was like, look, I want to do this thing. I'm really nervous. What should I do? And she was like, you could reach out to your old professors. That's one way. like, what other professors do you have relationships with? And I was like, well, Alvia. She was like, if you get Alvia and you get Michelle, he might be good, you know?
Mhm.
Michelle Barnes,
Yes.
because I've worked with them over the years at least.
So that's the one that walked in.
No, Mr. Hannah.
And she said, hey.
Yeah. Whenever I do muscles on superheroes, when I get to the back, I don't do much. Just like really, really crappy. So that's why I'm spending so much time on the back. So I really want to be able to have more detail. How you feel?
My feet's a little bit sore. But, oh, my.
So now I'm just doing the striations.
If you keep brushing my nipple parts and it starts showing up, then like, don't get mad at me.
I'm surprised it hasn't been a problem yet.
Oh, yeah, and then you got like that. Now they figured out that's the only way. And like, I'll get off. She's like, I can get you some clamps. So I said, no. Clamps don't do anything for me. And since I stopped masturbating, she's like, oh, there's a lot here. I'm like, yep.
I'm not in a hurry anymore to get a new sexual partner. I'm just gonna chill.
I told you.
I mean, I needed to get the dust off in the first couple of weeks. It's just really,
I know that was pent up, built up stuff that you want to, but then you're like,
no, I'm good
yes,
for right now.
yes.
For today.
You'll make it till this weekend, and then it'll be like, hey, what's going on up there? You forgot that we exist? I'm like, no, man, no doubt about you. This is dipshit Antonio.
Y'all are open today, right?
Mhm.
I said y'all aren't open today.
Uh-oh. Facebook, you're not working either. Okay, it isn't you.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, very, very bad day. Services go down and stop plunges in wake of whistleblower revelations.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw a check the whistleblower account and IGP app not working either since Facebook owns it.
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't you. You're good.
No, that's what I was saying. It's just really frustrating because Facebook, get your shit together. That's okay. We're streaming on YouTube because YouTube is not owned by Facebook.
Facebook
these platforms are used to spread hate, violence, and misinformation. Because a lot of the people I notice on Facebook, I was like, when I go to their page, I say, funny, there's nobody here on your page. And I'm like, so you're allowing these people to make up fake pages to say fake crap, and people will follow. The amount of arguments I've had with people, and they're trolls with no logic, and only people that are weak minded that don't. When they say, "Well, do your research," and like one dude said, "Oh, they're in Colorado," saying how, "Well, did you know that the government gave HIV to black people?" I said, "Really? What was that? Back in the 1930s?" And I was like, "Really?" And I'm like, so me and Anna were talking. She's like, I don't know if they were talking about the Tuskegee experiment or they were talking about actually giving HIV. And I was like, if you ask people about the Tuskegee experiment, I'm like, what do they know? Well, they gave the syphilis to black folks. I said, no, they didn't give syphilis to black folks. I had to explain it. They just let them untreated and just let them
And told them that they were being treated.
And they weren't.
And so that's why we have a lot of
mistrust. Because they just allow these black men to sit there and walk around giving diseases to their partners. And that was it. But it wasn't an experiment as to see. Me and Natalie would discuss some of the word experiment. And the experiment was not literally, I'm taking you out and doing what Mengele did to Jews, but it was just, hey, we're not going to treat your ass. You go on and go about your business.
I told them that they were being treated.
And they weren't. And, the idea was, well, they're not sleeping with white women anyway. Like, Don't matter. People still take vax for it. I don't hear people say here. I don't hear people say, did you get your flu tap?
These might take the paint well enough, just paint on top. Only because you have a lot of paint, it's not really on my finger. Are you Facebook arguing with someone?
Listen, Antonio.
You Facebook arguing with Antonio?
No, on Facebook. So he keeps putting HERE instead of HEAR for here. So I said, here, not here. What part do you not understand about other diseases? Because we're arguing about other diseases. Did you not hear me say unvaccinated? That includes black dummies who are unvaccinated. Your people. And stop autotyping. $175 for working for refusing vaccine. Andre, and my sister, my sister specifically said that I'm being cruel because I said I have no I have no empathy left for the people who are unvaccinated. And like I can see if it's not my choice, if doctors prescribe, I don't want you vaccinated, or whatever the case may be. But for those that don't want to get a vaccine at this point in time, if you have no love for your fellow man and whatever, and I have no sympathy for you or whatever, because you're the same people that don't mind storming the Capitol or punching school board people in the face or threatening them. So if you die, I'd laugh my ass off and I have no sympathy or empathy. So they're like, man, you kind of, man, you harsh. You like, that's how you feel? I said, yes, that's how I really feel. I said, why do you guys keep trying to show love for people that don't show love you? And well, you don't want to be that way. And I'm like, no, it's okay. It's perfectly fine.
Wait. Andre is telling you
Yes, I
about
should
being an asshole.
being an asshole. And I keep trying to tell him, I said, Andre, every day you call me and tell me how these people are unvaccinated and they have front Biden shirts and they done all this other stuff. These people I'm watching video after video after video. I said, you tell me about how you arguing with people on Facebook. I said, what do you know? He said, man, you're right. A lot of these people, they don't care. They literally want their freedom. And they'll say stuff like, I'd rather die for, take my chance, COVID, than sit here and not have my freedom. So I'm like, oh, then why do you want me to feel sorry for them? They're perfectly fine. They know it's out there. And if they get sick, they don't care. So why do you want me to feel sorry for them? Well, I was like, no, you're not. I'm not, I'm just what? It's just hard hearing you say, think like that. And, them people, they just don't know any better. I said,
But they do.
I said, they do know better. I said, Andre, these people are threatening nurses. They're threatening kids. Now they're fighting with kids. If they see kids, I saw a video of a dude pulling a mask off of a high school kid and the kid punching him in the face because dude walks and rips the mask off the kid's face. I said, now they're walking to people's kids. They're threatening people. One dude, I just read the other day, dude beat up a guy in the store because he asked him to wear a mask coming in the store and came in there and fought the guy in the store. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, you need to change it off. Turn.
No, should I?
No, that's fine now. Turn. This is what we do when we don't want to paint those giant bands. Okay. Turn back around. It's starting to come out really good. I'm really happy with it.
This where I be serviced. What am I serviced? No, it's not happening. What do I pay for?
You paid for nothing. Nothing.
Man, what kind of escort service is this? It's terrible service. God, all I get is I paid for the double over and a flim flam, and all I get is body paint. The post system on Instagram when it comes back up.
The funniest part is that I hear all these people. I have friends in the lifestyle who said they were used to get the thing, and I said, why? Well, I just want to wait to see what the long-term effects are going to be. I said, but waiting to see the long-term effects, especially if you are already immune compromised, you don't have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term effects of COVID is death.
Yes.
I think that is a not smart
I've heard that.
thought process.
I've asked people, how did they make it? Well, they made it too quick. I said, how do you think they synthesized the vaccine? Well, I don't know. I said, you understand the way they used to synthesize vaccines was a long process that had to go through FDA approval because they did not know how to sit there and do things a certain way. But due to the fact of
It being a
advancement
global
from
fucking
pandemic
pandemic.
and advancements because in models, because they have DNA models, they have models that they get from the process they had to use before, they don't have to do that because they already have the information. So I don't have to process and synthesize a vaccine like I used to. And the vaccine, the coronavirus is literally sitting in every biology lab across the whole planet. If there's a doctor or people that have a microscope somewhere, they've all seen it. And the global medical community ain't like Barney's barbecue that wants to keep a secret to himself because it's his grandmother's sauce. No, they share that shit because what they've learned through other communicable diseases, what we get here in France, there's a chance you're going to get in Zimbabwe, and you're going to get it in China, and you're going to get it in California.
Because of global travel.
Global travel. People are no longer limited. So you have people, well, you didn't know that this white dude is married to this African chick that just got back from seeing her parents a month ago, and she caught something and gave it to him, and then he's got a wife on the side. You know what I'm saying? So why the hell do you think the process would take that long? They just think, well, it's supposed to take a long time. But
And you gotta understand that capitalism is the reason why it takes so long.
exactly, because he can't make money from it. But the situation is, if this is not where, well, it's an individual that doesn't take care of himself that got sick, or you have a history of cancer, but if you eat right or you exercise and you get yourself checked up, you can mitigate cancer. No, all I have to do is sit by you, you cough or breathe in my vicinity, and I catch the shit. Then I'm walking around not showing symptoms, but I gave it to 4 other people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, there's more incentive. Yeah, we got to get rid of this shit. This is not some shit that you can keep people going from. Because if your population is breathing on each other and dying, then where the hell is the money coming from? Because everybody's sick. So you have to explain to people, like, what you all are saying are illogical. Because you don't know how money works and you don't know how things work. So that's why I'm like, ugh. Stupid people. So I just, like, I was telling him that I said, Republicans are hedging their bets that if we give these people the freedom and we make it an issue to harm Joe Biden, you guys will vote and we'll have just enough voters that'll come out that'll vote against Joe Biden. And I'm like, you guys voted now and you lost because Trump was garbage. So now that you Republicans are dying, where are your numbers going to come from that you're going to win the next time around? Half of y'all going to be dead in 4 years. Then those who got the misinformation, well, I watched my dad listen to you. I didn't vote before, but I watched him listen to you more on Facebook and whatever. He listened to Tucker Carlson, got sick, killed my mom, killed himself, and gave my grandmother coronavirus. You think I'm voting for you people?
Sure. This way, right there. Gotta get that ass. Yeah, I think it's problematic for me. I knew that they were going to stop investing in making people wear masks and stuff as soon as they came out with the study that said that it was adversely affecting African Americans. And you could see it. Like, oh, that ain't nuts.
That ain't up.
Like the Delta variant is just like kicking they asses, and I'm like, well, remember how you uninvested in this whole process?
When the Republican governors came out, they did no mask, man. They looked at the tea leaves and said, you know what? A lot of them, these guys, will get their vote. They'll vote for us. We're gonna get the votes. We're gonna get them riled up. You know, we'll hit them where it hurts, because they also looked at how many people that were Trump supporters voted for Biden because they didn't like Trump anymore. And
The smart ones were just like, dude, this guy is a moron. I'm not voting for him, or this guy this time around. I'll vote for Biden. So they're hoping that if I give you guys freedom and I sit there and say Biden's policies don't work, and I'm like, if you're not politically astute, you're going to end up either not voting or voting for Ron DeSantis or Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz, whoever one of these guys are, or Donald Trump. You can't sit there and open your mouth to make comments when you don't know what the facts are on certain things. It just makes you look foolish.
You don't seem to worry about looking foolish.
I need to get my nails done.
How's it look on the monitor?
That's good. I'm looking muscle.
Gotta add the wax.
Hmm?
When I add the wax, it's just gonna all. Woo! Okay. Put your hands on your head, because I didn't get your wings. None of that, and none of your wings. Okay, so that's mostly muscle.
What the hell?
What happened?
This, one of the childs are in here. The one with the ringlet. What you want?
Just want to say hi because I know she's gonna be mad at me for not saying anything before.
Because you're a rudeness. That's what you
I just
do.
want to rush you and tend to my work clothes.
How's work? Facebook's down, so we're not able to do a live on Facebook. It's very upsetting.
Don't sit there and telling me, oh my God, my mom had another black guy in his underwear in the kitchen. Oh God, she's so. What's up with these cupcakes, man? They've been sitting there. I came here last week and there was cupcakes there. No. Don't. It's not. What is out there? Are there birds out there?
Squirrels.
There's squirrels. I come in here and the cupcakes is still there. And a fatty like me, I like cupcakes.
They should be going bad soon.
I ain't eating that.
They are really bad already.
Things is rancid. What, you too good to eat cupcakes?
I got them on a sale that Kroger does when food's gonna go bad, like really quickly.
So you got welfare cupcakes, and then you just decided I'm too light skinned to eat these cupcakes, and you just let them go bad. And you ain't. Why didn't you give them to your brother and sit there and say, "Hey, dog, I ain't fixing to eat these bad boys."
He doesn't like sweets. He don't like sweets.
You ain't got no friends. You can sit there and call them. It's like,
Cupcakes.
hey, Negroes,
Cupcake
there's
party.
cupcakes over here.
I really like cupcakes like that. And also, they went bad by the time they were supposed to go bad on the 22nd, and I got them a couple days before. And I feel bad if I gave somebody cupcakes that already were past their Best By date.
Like what? Wait, by a day?
No, by the Best By date.
When is it? Oh yeah. You trying to be a shitty friend? It's not cool. Now, me personally, like me, I'm pretty evil like that. I'd be like, go ahead, man, have at it. I'm like,
Go ahead, Andre.
man, my stomach hurting, man. I was on the toilet all day, man. Oh, you ate them bad cupcakes. You knew they was bad? Yeah, I knew they was bad. Why'd you let me eat it? You was hungry. You liked them. That's how I think.
Everything in here pretty much went bad.
Oh, so you too good to sit there and eat anything in your mama's house?
I can't eat.
Why you can't eat? What's wrong with you?
Every time I work, I have a bagel sandwich for lunch, and then I'm good for the day.
So you eat one meal a day?
I'll snack at home, but it's mostly finishing up bagels from work and
Just
drinking
break.
Who
water.
you working at?
Einstein Bagels.
Lord, This child's my bread out there. Anyway,
Bread of heaven, bread of heaven.
that's it. So you just
Feed me
wake
till
up.
I want no more.
So you got to working at the juice things.
Mm,
Yeah. I bet you're the only black one in there, huh?
I might be soon, but at one point there was 4 black people working there.
And they just left.
One quit, one got fired,
Of course.
or fired / quit.
That's
I don't know.
understanding.
Then there's one more.
And you don't want to be by yourself because you know it's all gonna fall on you.
Honestly, I might leave, but not.
I don't even know
like,
where this story was going, right?
so,
How come have they paid you yet? That's my issue.
I'm supposed to get it fixed today, tonight or tomorrow. I'm
Question:
gonna have to go back.
Is this a franchise?
Yes.
Then you have a bad owner.
But I think it is a bad owner because the turnover in that
Rate is
place
high.
is really high.
If it's constant, you see people constantly being in and out, the job sucks. Then it's time for you to leave. You don't see people that have been here at least a year, 6 months, or I like it here, or it's cool working here, or it's not that bad. But you see them constantly, man. A week later, or 2 weeks later, man, my check ain't right, or they killing me, or this ain't done, or I don't like this manager. It's time to go.
Yeah, it seems like I'm the only one with the problem right now, and it's probably just some like bank stuff because I don't have like a bank account. I have a Wisely account, which is the card they gave me in my last job, and then they could give me a check, but there was some confusion in the process or whatever. But we are understaffed, so they're trying to work on that. They were interviewing people, but we keep losing people that we've had.
Oh, y'all interviewing? I can dip.
There's a guy who came for like a couple days or a week or so, and he left.
Why'd you leave?
Music or a movie or something. I think it was music.
How many white folks interview for their job?
I don't know. I saw like 3 at once. Like one time I saw 3 people interview.
Or women?
The guy who came and left was some scrawny black guy. He was like lanky and he had like locks that were.
You sure that wasn't your brother?
Yeah, he was really tall.
Okay.
Talking about your brother's height. He was too tall to be number one.
Yeah, and like he was super skinny.
So isn't number 1 is super skinny?
He had like some.
You need a muscle, a sandwich or something? I don't know what that is. What was that?
That was like he's like.
What? Huh?
You know, he got some. He's wider.
What?
Wider than you expect. He's not that skinny. He's
Your
just
brother
like.
is about 2 seconds away from being a full lettuce. That's where he is right now. There's nothing protein about him. He's not even a carb.
He has.
Okay.
He has some muscle to him, I guess. I don't know, but that the other guy didn't have any like muscle or anything. Like he was just. And I was like, he asked me to guess his age, and I thought he was 19 because like that's how you would expect a 19-year-old to look.
Mhm.
But he was 28, and then he pulled his mask down. He had like stubble, and I thought,
Why is he asking you to guess his age?
She's like, you
He
old.
worked there now?
Hmm?
He's working?
yeah, I was working, and he just started, and I don't know, it was small talk.
He was flirting with her. And
That's what
he
that
doesn't-
was. You
She
can't
doesn't
even pick up.
recognize flirting
No,
because she's
somebody
like,
was like, guess his age.
That's a flirting question.
Somebody else said, guess his age. And they were like, guess how old he is. I was like, I don't know, 19. He was like, no, he's 28. And he was older
Was it
than
a female?
No, it was a guy. Because the other guy is 21 and he has a full beard and long hair and he looks like he's sort of balding. So he was like, "Guess his age." I was like, "I don't know, 19." He was like, "No, he's 28." They're all old to me, so I don't really care.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
When you turn 18?
March.
Next year, next March.
Jahina gets flirted with by these people at these jobs.
Because she
And
knows she's a black woman, so they sit there and see a black female. Well, yeah.
but the funniest part is that she ends up getting money out of it. She got tipped so much when she like, how you getting tipped at Kroger's? You don't even deal with customers.
They tip me because I bag well, and I don't want to hear, "Oh, no, it's because you this and that." No, I really bagged well. I was the best bagger in the place, and also I was nice, and they were old. I was nice to the old people,
Yeah,
old ladies. They loved me.
yeah, I see that. Because
Also, I can't make small talk, so it wasn't because of that. And this one lady tipped me $20 because I stayed with her through a storm that she was like, she was in one of the electric buggies, and I stayed with her in like the thing in the lobby area, like when you walk in.
Mhm.
I stayed with her there while it was storming, so I could take her groceries to her car. That's why I get tipped. I'm amazing.
You are amazing.
Oh, I thought you was just the help, but
Mm-mm.
no, it's not that.
I was the help and also bagger. So
Yeah, you was help.
I wasn't.
She reminded you of that lady that used to work in the kitchen back, when the parents had their house and everything. And I remember Mamie used to work with us, and she took care of me when I was a kid. And you remind me of Mamie. Was Mamie a black woman? Yeah, she was. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, all right.
How's it looking, Jahina?
Like muscles. It's good.
So when you bring home a white dude, so she's already starting to get like that. Or she's like, nah, you already, no, they're just, no, not even, you done seen enough in your life to be like, no, I don't want to deal with that.
Okay. No.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Even this one here is just like, I'm good. No, what about a white chick? No, you good?
She didn't say no so quick on the white chick part.
50-50? No, you don't. No, don't worry about it. Just keep on going. What if she's Mexican?
I don't have any other preferences. Just maybe
Just not white.
not man. What? No.
Reminds you of Steve too much. He's like, hey, Jahina, could you come here for a second? I don't like him. I don't like Steve. I need you to move this trash bag, sir, that weighs 300 pounds. I need you to move it over there. That's not it? No, not even in a million years.
I can't. I don't think so.
They got at least one out there you may like. They got enough swag. What about an Asian dude?
Okay, it's just it has to be somebody with a culture.
That's very vague. Everybody has a culture.
No. No.
What are you just saying? That
Okay.
white guys have no swag. Is what it is. They're not cool.
No, I'm
Really?
saying
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest on this live talk about this, but I'm talking about you better read this part because I'm talking about if they're from Europe, that's a culture. If they are like if they have
Italian or Irish.
I was gonna say they're Jewish or something. That's a culture.
In other words, you don't want a white American dude because they just seem too much like a
You don't know shit.
you have nothing. But if they're actually from another country, that means they are an immigrant or they have more of a. I'm Polish. I'm from Poland. I speak Polish. I'm immersed in my Polish and my grandfather. Blah blah blah. That's different than being a white dude from Arkansas or from Utah, you're too white for me. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, especially from Utah. 'Cause
Yeah, you're right.
I'm Muslim.
You're right. So the culturally, no, that's too like my sister-in-law is biracial, but she was born in Germany. And she, for all intents and purposes, she's like, I'm German, I speak German, her aunts come in here from Germany, they speak German in the kitchen. I call her Schnitzel. That's how German she is. She eats German food. She knows what it is, and everything is. Oh, it's harsh. Stop. So that's different. And the reason why she likes my brother, well, it wasn't her husband, because I'm from the Caribbean. I was born in the Caribbean. She's.
He's trying to say that he's not the typical American.
You know, anybody that knows me, like, I have a West Indian accent when I'm talking family members. I'm not. Yeah, you wouldn't
It's
know.
worse than Keston.
But Keston's actually American. He was actually born on here, but he was raised in Trinidad. It was just the opposite for me, But when I'm talking to Keston, it's more like what he asked, hey, put that on over there, so, So that is what you're sitting here trying to tell me.
That's how some culture.
But what about, but you said a white dude. What if it's a,
I'm saying anybody with culture, but if you're white,
they're off the record.
it
Okay.
has that.
Okay, so, Nigerian dude steps to you, he's from Nigeria. Is that okay? You can say yes or no, but you're thinking about it. You're processing.
I don't have any other,
Stipulations.
yeah, there's no other,
Okay, so they're all good. Everybody, okay, you white dude from here? No, I'm good.
yeah,
So you swipe it,
What's your
is it
family
right or left? Which way do they swipe?
Left.
You swipe left, like, no. But if it's good, it's right.
yeah.
So you swiping right. What you know about swiping right?
That's all.
What? Get off of
No,
that.
it's not music.
No, it's not about
It's
music.
music.
What you doing over there?
What I be doing?
I'm watching her.
What would I be
I
doing?
already see it and see she got too much spice and she backside. She too spicy. She have her ring and she knows. She have a little wood carvings in her ears. You're not alone for this world. Oh my goodness. Oh, this guy right here. I guarantee it's something stupid and long-winded. Oh, here it comes. No, actually, no. Speaking of it, this Keston the Frog. Yeah, I run in errands and work organizing for it. I never sent anything to him. I need to get solid design first, I guess. Antonio said he'd come to. I'm talking about coming Tuesday and Thursday because he's free all day those days. Trying to set up my week. I can be overnight at the Palm and during the day I'm painting by the aquarium in the workshop. I also got a trained new girl for face painting, but she hasn't got back to me. Oh my God.
Kind of sound like it. Yeah, everything went haywire. We had one person. Hi, one person.
Back
On
up?
the strike. Well, no, we're on
Okay.
On the other one.
Right.
on the YouTube.
Mother, would you like a bagel sandwich?
Not right now.
See that is what you call thoughtfulness. Yes, thinking about others before.
I made them I didn't make them, I did, but I kept them because I thought the morning was going to be here.
He works a double today.
What time do you gotta go to your job?
I just came back.
So you didn't know what you gotta go on for the rest of the day. The lawn need mowing.
He will get to that.
The guy came by today to ask if he could cut the lawn. Some guy named David, I got a card, because your brother said he's gonna pay somebody to do it.
I don't think you will. Would you like a sandwich? It's turkey,
Let me see.
avocado.
Let me see.
Oh.
Sorry. That was weird. Your flex. You do a flex and it's like your muscles do weird things. Okie dokie.
Sandwich.
So this one's just lettuce, turkey, tomatoes, mayo, and avocado. And this one is the same thing, but with bacon, chipotle, mayo.
I don't care. Either one of these ones.
Hmm?
I'll take either one. I don't care.
This one got everything. This one has bacon in it. Do you care about that?
I don't care. I don't care.
This one's kind of big, so you want to.
And then she was going to. I see one of you.
That is so weird. Okay.
What's weird?
How you flattened it like that.
What?
Belly.
I'm not flattening.
Like it was protruding like it normally does, and then you like did something and then it just went completely flat.
I'm controlling my animal.
I know, but that's just weird.
What did that person say?
Hmm?
What did that person say on mine?
Nothing. There's no which colors. No comments.
Stretching my feet.
Hmm?
I'm stretching my feet.
glad that she's been working because her personality has changed a lot since last time when I talked to her.
Yeah.
That interaction was a lot better, and I know from what you had told me what she was going through, that makes a big.
World difference.
It must have been that when she interviewed her job, and you were like, "Oh, she's a teenager." I said, "No, there's something else going on there."
It was like a few weeks later when I found out. I was like,
No, it was very traumatic for her. I was reading about black girls and sexual assault and the whole shit, the R. Kelly shit.
they still want to blame the girls.
Yes.
It makes me so mad.
Oh,
Oh, these girls are bad.
And all the shit. All the parents wanted the money. I'm like, you think the parents knew what the hell was going on? They think that R. Kelly ain't doing shit. Why would you think that he was attacking your kids? You didn't, So you mean to tell me they knew? Oh, the parents knew. What did they know? What did most parents know? Well, what? You may have.
So in other words, what you're revealing about yourself, sir, is that you would allow your daughter to be in that situation because of who R. Kelly is.
Well, I think a lot of people are sitting here saying the parents knew that they're assuming that they knew that he was doing stuff to these girls and they were okay with it. When a lot of them was quite the contrary. They ain't know shit. They were like, they didn't know that was going on. They just thought he was a rich guy and their daughter was talented and they're giving them, he wants to give them money. They don't know.
And a lot of them, whenever they did, question, he threw money at them.
Right.
And so
if you're poor or you come from a family that's not well to do and you assume that this guy's not that way, or you never thought R. Kelly's had relationships with underage girls, why the hell would you assume that? And they were like, well, Michael Jackson, he was doing the same thing. I'm like, where? Oh, with the con man that they came out and said that his family was just trying to get him for money? I was asking people, I said, where's the other people? He's been dead for how many years? So surely somebody's free to come out and sit there and say, he groped and touched me too. Oh, there isn't any? Different situation. Cosby's a creep. This guy's a creep. Epstein's a creep. Roger Ailes is a creep. All these guys are creeps. Bill O'Reilly, the rapists, creeps, weirdos. That's just what they're. Harvey Weinstein, all of them. Michael Jackson's probably the only one that's just like, I just like being around children. I don't even want to touch nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one I do believe. Everybody else, no. You too.
I think it's also a matter of, with Michael Jackson, you feel a little bit more compassion because of, we know how much of a shit show Joe Jackson was.
Well, I get that, but I don't even think about it. I just look at it as like, when you have one dude comes out and sit there and say, well, literally that didn't happen, and it was with my parents just conning people, and another dude trying to do a video saying, well, he did something to me afterward, and it's like, well, where's the evidence? How come he wasn't in jail? Why didn't y'all jail him? Because there was no evidence of that. All these other dudes, there's evidence. Where's the evidence for Michael Jackson? Hell, Cosby is a fucking millionaire. He still put his ass in prison.
Oh, that was something totally different.
And then people are like, why did he get out? That was a technicality. He didn't get out because he was innocent. And I believe he's guilty as shit.
I just believe I don't care anymore. I just want men and the patriarchy to die. Not men, but the patriarchy. The men who support the patriarchy. Just like I want white supremacy to die. And to me, they're not much different. These memes, though, about R. Kelly going to jail have been making me giggle so much. they're like, there's like a big dude in front of him, like swole.
Mhm.
Like, your mouth is telling me no, but your body's telling me yes. Oh my gosh. They getting him. All of his own words coming back to haunt him.
Andre Kessler's been working on this mural. Andre's like, well, during the week, you can maybe come and help me do it. I said, I'm not helping you do shit. I said, you do the murals, let me do this digital shit that I've been doing to work on these caricatures. I'm not doing any murals. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna waste my time going in here to go do that mess. So what does she do for what are her hobbies? Because your son is a game, likes games. What does she do?
She games too.
Uh,
She's really into like Korean stuff,
young,
BT, B2K or whatever.
I have Netflix, right?
Yeah, she likes a lot of like, she's into these like really funny comedy things. It's interesting. Oh, reptiles are her thing right now. She's like crazy about reptiles. She's going to RepCon next week.
What's that?
Pasadena.
What you going with?
I don't know. I tried to tell her I would go with her, and she was like, I don't want you to go with me. And then I forgot who said that they would go with her, and then she's like, oh, that's a great idea. I was like, so I can't go. Or whoever this random person, they can go. I was like, but I want to go. Mom, you don't even like that stuff. I'd be into it.
Yeah, I never really have it. That's why I keep trying to tell you. Now you see you getting the boot and you like your feelings be hurt. I'll be like, you know what? Mommy's fixing to go do mommy stuff. Y'all sit there and fend for yourself. We don't want to hang out with us. No, I ain't taking care of y'all no more. Y'all on your own.
Yeah, it's just hard.
Shit. Natalie is a beast. She be kicking them kids out. She can't get rid of them on this working now. Because she's been,
But y'all you're in a different space.
it's true.
I'm not there yet. And I'll get there. But right now I'm not. And I'm okay with not being there. Like, I need to, have my process.
You know what I think about my issues always been with you?
But
Not the fact that you feel what you do, it's just, yeah, that's it. And like it's not okay to feel a certain type of way. And another one I said I had my issue is what I want you to sit there and say is it's okay. I've seen enough of Vanetta being the nice person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
That where I'm like, well, when do you get to separate yourself and then say, you know what, it's okay? And that's why I keep trying to tell you, it's okay. Now, when they were younger, that's one thing, because you had to be there. But when they're going through all this and they're doing this and they're like telling you no, mom, or whatever, I'm trying to sit there and tell you, it's okay to sit there and do that. And I understand you trying to get there, and I hadn't had Anna around me or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I always sit there and say, I wish somebody was here to tell my ex-wife that your ex-husband isn't that bad, but there is nobody there. So I'm here telling you it's okay to do this, that, or whatever. That's not what you asked her to do or nothing like that. But I just feel like sometimes, I'm not saying they take advantage of you, That's not what I want to go to. But it's just sometimes, as parents, it's hard for us to, you know. Because even Natalie with little man, like this morning, well, he warm his off his Galaccio. Leave him alone. And she's like, oh, he didn't want to warm it up. I say, no, he wants it the way it is. Just leave him alone. Let him fend for himself. My feet just hurt.
Oh yeah, it's looking much better. Step over here. So you're getting out of this video. There's all these like muscle things that are, some of them are flush and some of them are not. They kind of like crisscross over each other.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
I can't sit down, can I?
okay, you just know.
Oh, you know, the paper's grinding up.
Yeah, I'm not on you but no more.
Oh, it's my knees. Right.
Yeah.
It's hurting. Oh, I'm getting a little girl.
Knowing that it wasn't my fault on the stream does make me feel a little bit better.
Okay. Oh, Facebook, IG, what's up all now?
What happened?
Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Oh, no.
That means ain't nobody talking internationally today. Oh, that's awful. That's the awful part. Some people only use WhatsApp to communicate with their family members, you know?
Are they just creating chaos within the company, a source told AP? That's all the sources are boiling down to. Facebook defends itself against whistleblower.
Once the whistle's blown, what's your defense? Your defense should be, I'm sorry. You should start with apology and end with apologies.
You just, well,
The fact that people can be a whistleblower in your company, like ain't nobody be a whistleblower in our companies, you know? Cause we doing our shit the way it's supposed to be done.
quit Facebook, get it out your life, throw it away. You don't need it. Nobody does.
I didn't know
That's
if
what it
you,
says.
so, I mean, I'm a Huffington Post. I didn't know I needed Facebook.
Well, we do stay on there pretty often.
None of us really used to.
On Facebook, my friends want to have a way to be jealous of my life. They just made that decision for me. Yes, I am going to OnlyFans.
Oh, shit.
How you be feeling now that you're sitting in bed? Good pocket here. I got the idea of getting this chair when I went to your booth. That's what that girl had, and I bought it. I was so excited. I was like, my next gig, I'm gonna be doing it, and then COVID.
Mr. COVID.
Hmm?
Mr. COVID.
Nope, you're not doing nothing. Part of me that really, really wants to do grad school. And there's a part of me that don't. Like I don't.
Why do you want to do grad school?
I want to do grad school because every once in a while I get this like, I want to teach. I want to teach college, right? If I went to grad school, I could teach college.
Teach them what?
Hmm?
You want to teach?
Different types of art. I want to teach how to teach art. That's what I really want to teach. Like, because it's just like the way it's being done is wrong. So that's the main reason why. But then there's another part of me that's like, do I really want to? Do I want to, get back into academia? That's what most of my
What do
artist
you-
friends have done, is gotten back into academia as a way to like at least get a steady paycheck and be able to create work. That's the other thing. I want to be able to get into studios and galleries and stuff. And you need to have a master's degree to do that, which is so stupid to me. So if I want to show at any of these like major studios or whatever, major galleries or Art Basel, that type of stuff, they really want you to have a master's degree. It's just a way to keep, to gatekeep. But I'm not in a position to make a change on that. I have to follow what's been laid out at this point. You sleepy?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Person that didn't hold it wrong.
Maybe I'll just say fuck it and I'll move on and then I can get my cardio in.
Yeah. You thought I was gonna disagree with you? I'd have been like, that's what I did when I was training for my show.
That's what I heard you say. That's why I was like, oh, that's an idea.
Mow your lawn once a week. And the other 2 days a week, go for a walk. Grandma Vanetta, could you tell me about how it was in your day? You know, short your name to Vanetta. Because you're Granny and Vanetta. So Vanetta. No?
My friend, while I was in Austin, her son's girlfriend had a baby. And I'm gonna do it. And I'm sitting there listening to her talk. She's like, oh baby, I know it hurt, but if you feel the head, close your legs. I said, please don't tell her that. That is so damaging. But they can't, if the baby comes, she could die. The baby's gonna come. And if she tries to keep the baby from coming, she's gonna injure the baby and herself. Yeah, the ambulance is on the way. They know how to handle it. Well, she can't have the baby at home. Yes, she could. Y'all, oh my God. It's so frustrating. The hospitals have you so scared that you can't do. Her blood pressure was up. That's right. She probably because the baby is so close to being here. Well, all this stuff, and I'm just like, no, there's so much misinformation about pregnancy.
Imagine, it's probably a lot of changes in it. Most people don't worry about. That's right. Help yourself. It's a taster's choice. Where's Vic working on?
Not my monkey, not my show. He got he called me during the pandemic and told me that he thought that they were gonna give me his stimulus money. And I was like, okay, can you give it back to me, because I really need it.
Before that,
You can just sleep when I was talking. I understand, it's really relaxing.
yeah, comfortable though.
Is this the knee that hurts or this one?
Oh,
This one?
well, nothing.
It's protruding majorly.
All right. I think so.
They both hurt, but the one hurts more.
sandwich?
Hmm?
Did I eat a sandwich?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I thought you did. I really did think you already did. I was not paying attention. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm hungry. Thank you. Good sandwich.
There's a part of me that,
Hmm?
I said there's a part of me that's really exhausted of the process of being a vegetarian. Not the health benefits I like, the process of it is just exhausting to me. It wasn't so bad when I was in Chicago, but
Yeah.
lately it's just been harder and harder. People make a big deal about it. They want to get offended, it has nothing to do with them.
Good food.
Some struggle with it, which I never understood. And then, like the other day, I ordered a meal. I was so hungry. And I ordered it without meat. They gave it to me, it had meat on it. I'd already eaten like 4 or 5 bites before I realized it. I was just like, fuck it. You know, like, it's exhausting to have to bird dog your food so much when everybody else gets to just eat.
Try keto for 2 hours.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll do it.
I don't think I'll ever go back to, eating red meat like I used to,
Mm-hmm.
but I do allow myself chicken and fish more frequently than I used to, and not feeling bad about it. That's the biggest thing. You inhaled it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you passed out.
What?
I said, is that why you passed out? Because you were hungry and tired?
I'm hungry more than anything else. So I'm like, I'm trying not to sleep. And I'm like, oh, this else, the sheriff's house doing this chili in here. Oh, shit, you dropped some meat on the ground. Oh, there's something. Remember a lot of people that are vegan, as they got older, I went by I asked them, I said, you still vegan? No, not like I used to be. And I asked them why, and they said, well, we got tired of trying to find protein. And I said, yeah, because I was like, you have to understand, so human beings, very early on, we were vegans and we had to eat grains and move around. But when we discovered meat and you know that it held you a lot, it was a lot easier to get protein that way. You have more options. But I'll meet vegans and they'll like, well, I want to guilt you
into, you know, being a vegan and the animals, don't need to be eaten and everything like that. And I'm like, that's great and all, but they're like, I'm a bodybuilder. I know a lot of bodybuilders that are vegans, and I'm like, they're bodybuilders, and you look at them, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's, taking copious amounts of steroids, and that's how they have all this muscle, and they're doing this, that, and the third. And I'm like, get the hell out of here with that mess.
I've never been one to be like, oh, you have to do it because I
Right.
did. Only the kids. And now that the kids are older and it's just harder. It was easier when they were younger because we were all doing it.
Mhm.
But now, they're gonna bring whatever they're gonna bring in the house. I don't feel like bird dogging everything that they bring into the house. So,
What do y'all got to drink?
water.
Other than
That's pretty much it, I think. Janina might have some juice in there.
no,
You want some water?
no. Listen, I'm gonna get a drink later.
But like my reason for doing it was for health.
You any wine?
Nope. Okay.
You have no use to me.
Don't put on drink.
I'm Jack.
Okay. I gotta get your back and your butt.
Oh,
Wait. Let me get your chest real fast. And then you back and butt. I just realized I'm gonna do as much as I can while you're sitting. Also, my back is starting to hurt from reaching up because you're taller than me. Tomorrow to find out what the prognosis is for my dental work. Prayerfully will be a good prognosis so that I can get this done. Look at your hands completely. This full body paint is going to be a motorcycle enthusiast, and that's going to be an interesting one. The last one I did an inversion, but it was really hard because the girl couldn't hold herself like that. for very long. Most of my time was spent like flipping her right side up so she could rest, flipping her upside down so we could paint, flipping the right side up so she could rest. It was fun. It was a cool shoot. I really just want to do this. I want people to pay me regularly to do this enough so that I could travel, so that I could, live the life that I want. And I don't know if going to grad school is going to help that.
You're not gonna be happy with that. Let me tell you something about you that you probably already know, but you just don't. What are things that you really like to do? What do you like to do with yourself?
Karaoke.
Besides karaoke.
I like teaching. I just didn't like teaching with them people.
Okay. Do you want to get paid for teaching, or you just like teaching?
I would like to get paid for it. I don't want to do anything about not getting paid for it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that luxury, put it like that.
I'm gonna ask you a question. What is something that you always wanted to learn, but you just never learned how to do? Because either you didn't have anybody to show you, or you just didn't have patience that you can incorporate with what you do here.
Computers.
Okay. What do you need the computer for? What do you need it specifically?
Oh, I just want to learn how to do like security stuff and like IT stuff. I don't really know what in particular because I've always been very embarrassed about my lack of knowledge there, and I defer to people who have that knowledge. I like not to have to defer all the time.
The reason why I'm asking
Good.
this is because you like face painting, but you like doing body art. But you want to get paid for what you're going to do. All right?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you talked to Audra?
Probably about 2 years ago.
Okay. I already talked to her about a month ago or whatever. Me and him did a gig, and she was at a gig with us. And she works for some school or whatever, and she does face painting on the side or whatever. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that you have to do what she does or whatever. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm just saying I'm quite sure, and I know you sit down long enough. There's a place for you where you can do what you want to do. And you don't have to go through the bullshit and rigmarole that you're having to suggest that you might have to go through. I wanted to go back to school a little bit. I was like, I want to go back to school. I want to study this in art or whatever. And as time went by, I started thinking about it. I said, are you an artist? Yeah. You getting paid? Yeah. Do you do certain things to get paid? Yeah. Can you learn other disciplines? Yeah, sure. Do you need school for that? No. There's no point in me going back to school. It's the same thing when I was asking Natalie when Natalie sat down for nearly 3 years so she can go to work. And she's been living with me for a few years now, and she's never paid anything in the house. And I didn't ask her to pay for anything in the house because I'm like, I don't need you to do that. I just need you to do what you've been doing. So she booked a trip with her homegirls. Here's my credit card. Go do what you need to do. Go book your room. Go get whatever you need to get. I make good enough money between me and Audrey that I can do what the hell I want to do. One of the things we did business-wise, we raised our prices.
Yeah, I raised mine the last couple of years too.
I got tired. I'm talking about down in our booths where we were just like, after the pandemic, I was like, oh, I don't know if we should raise our prices. Me and Natalie talked, and she's like, see, so everything's going up. She's about time. You were the last time you raised the price on any of your artwork. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, you know what, you're 100% right. I said, screw this. I raised my prices up. You know what? My salary went up. A lot of people were turning down events. Me and Audrey were taking events. They were like, well, we don't have any artists to do anything. I'm like, go put me on there. Are you guys vaccinated? Yes, we're vaccinated. Okay, we're going to give you all the work.
Yep, that's what I've noticed too.
Because I found out a lot of the stupid artists are anti-vax. So I'm like, since everybody's like, yeah, then the agents are saying, a lot of these guys, I can't believe how many artists are anti-vaccinated. But, we can't send them into work because we don't want to be liable if they get sick, because they don't sit there and say that, well, we went on to work, didn't work for you, and everybody was wearing masks. And then if they get sick, then there's no work. So I was like, we're vaccinated. I believe in wearing masks. I'm doing whatever. Give me all the work. And they're sending me another fucking shit ton of work. Digital, traditional. Even Dan Dunn is trying to get back in the game. Got back in the game. He's been out for 10 years, and he said, you know what? All the other shows have dried up. I need to make money. I'm doing gigs. They just sent me a check.
I should probably call Adams and Green and see if they need.
Oh, the fuck Adams and Green. They don't pretty much don't exist. They don't deal with nobody. I would call Best or JD Entertainment or Successful Events, and I would sit there and say, those are the people I'm with. Successful put me on. I got a 7-hour gig with them next week. No, at the end of the month. I got one with JD this weekend. I did one with Dan earlier, and then me and Andre are going to Louisiana at the end of the month. And he was like, well, I hope they don't shut down Shreveport. I'm like, bullshit. Louisiana ain't shutting shit down. They need the money.
Some of these insurance companies are starting to get them. They said if you
ain't vaccinated,
if you have a spouse, if you're vaccinated and your spouse is not vaccinated, $200 per month.
Yep.
Until
they get vaccinated.
Yep, because this is costing too
much
money.
money. And I
knew it was going to come down to insurance.
Because the insurance was like, y'all fuckers don't want to sit there. We ain't paying for all these people because y'all don't want to get the vaccine. And there's a vaccine there. You don't want to wear a mask. You want to catch it. You don't want to. Then you want to run the ICU and run up the bill. So we can't afford it. We're hemorrhaging money, paying out everybody's shit. They're like, no, you're going to pay more. And they're like, well, that's not fair. That is fair. All the other businesses and other people, they were like, when they're losing people, they're going to start passing the buck. Shit. I told Andre, I was like, put me on every gig down. I'm masking up. I ain't worrying about it.
Yeah, I'm vaccinated, and my friend bothers me so much because he's a he's a healthcare worker, and he's like, I just don't think that anybody should be forced to do it. You were in the service with me. We were all forced to get vaccinated.
So I'm like, what is the problem? You just don't like the fact that they're telling you to go get vaccinated. But why do you care? Just go get it done. Well, you're making me do it. They'll make you do anything else. There's a big reason on it. That's the selfishness. That's why I'm like, when you get sick, I don't care. This is what you wanted. I support your right to commit suicide. This is what you wanted. Why should I feel sorry for you when you clearly know the risk? You didn't want it, so this is what you wanted. I don't feel sorry for you. I want the money, and then you can't get paid. You can't pay your bills. You're broke, whatever the case. It's not my concern. I do not give a fuck. Am I an asshole?
Not because of that.
Why am I an asshole?
You can say other stuff that's asshole stuff.
I've never said anything that's asshole, son. I am sweet. I'm understanding. I don't put my dick in people's faces.
Your dick was just in my face.
Because you wanted it in there. See, just like I had, like you wanted it in your face. You want to be back there.
That sounds like rape culture talk to me.
No, you literally called me to be here.
Yeah.
There you go.
She asked for it.
And your friends are asking for it. So then, when is he going to be here? I'm the victim here. Because if I had told you, no, not today, you'd have made me feel guilty and bad about myself as a human being. Because I didn't help my friend out with her grant.
I never made you feel guilty
Yeah,
and hate yourself.
well, yes, you would. Instead, look, you have this beautiful brown model that everybody wants to sit there and do
But
whatever they
nobody
do.
can see because Facebook got their shit handed to them.
There you go.
Oh, that's the irony there is hilarious.
Yes.
But I'm gonna have the whole stream that I will be able to put on my own personal website.
Yeah.
Somebody had said this the other day. They were like, if Facebook went down today, do you have your own source of getting information out to your clients? If you don't, that's the problem. And that's one thing that I have made sure I kept up on. Like I have my website. It could be better, but it's not bad. And then I signed up for Fiverr
See?
finally because there was some issue with my paperwork. Because I forgot I fucked up my taxes.
Thank you very much.
And so they wouldn't allow me to use my EIN number. So like I had to have a accountant go through everything, pay like $1,000 or some shit like
But at
that.
least you had it.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm so
A
grateful.
lot of people don't even have it.
So now my taxes are good. Hopefully.
Absolutely. If I actually would make a good husband.
And she said, what? Nah. It's pity. I'm just marrying you for pity. Of course you think you're a good husband.
No, I know that, but I was asking her because I was just like, because I was questioning myself.
Mm-hmm. I would just imagine if the muscles go around and long, right? Makes sense. I have to make it up because not we have to take your underwear off and do the whole paint and all the stuff happens.
What stuff happens? What?
No.
Like you're in the direction or something?
Well, no, I'm just because Jane is here now and
Oh.
it's just kind of weird. I wanted to get that part done before she got here, and I didn't. So we'll have another session, and then I can just do just penis.
She gonna be here, ain't she?
No. I assumed that what's his name, had everything sewn up on whatever the name of that company is, J&D, because I've signed up with them multiple times, and every time they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna call you," and then they don't. And then I see on, the interwebs that Rudy is getting all of this work, and I'm just like, I understand that you're used to working with him, but don't tell me you're gonna give me work if you're not going to. It's fine. I'm totally okay with it. What I'm not okay with is feeling like I'm being gaslit. They gave me one possible job, and I had a conflict, and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll just let you know for the next one." That was 3 years ago. That was before I moved to what you call it?
I had signed up for Gig Salad one time, and I probably said that is bullshit. I've signed up for a couple of caricature things, and I was like, oh, how? I'm not getting any work and shit for it.
Nah, wasted so much money on Gig Salad.
I realized they wanted me to pay to get the work, and I'm like, I ain't fixing to do all that,
But their interface is so fucked
funky,
up
yeah.
that I would pay it if I didn't have to go back and forth with the client like 11 times.
You're trying to deal with a client, and I'm like, no, just match the people to when you want to, and say they pay the money, I'll show up. What's the problem?
Because they're trying to do too much.
Yeah, so I just unsubscribe from their thing and I said I'm not dealing with them. I don't want to do gigs like I used to anyway. Like I really just don't. I've told now if I do 3 to 4 events a month or 2 to 4 events a month, that's all I want to do. I don't want to live by this shit, and I don't have to. I have some investments, and me and Arthur were talking. That's what we heard. And Arthur were talking about investing money in stocks and doing things like that. So I bought some stock this week. I didn't name that thing. I'm on
Dash.
no, the other one.
Robinhood.
No.
Thinkorswim.
This guy right here. Yeah, E-Trade.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the. I was on Thinkorswim. That was a little bit more complicated than I needed to be. The reason why I got freaked out this morning because I was up all night doing Forex. I looked up my account. I was like, what did I do? So that was a big thing. But we also, I got some investments, some things that are working for me. I just get really nervous because cushion. I think living as an artist for so long, you just get, okay, I'm doing well now, but okay, this is coming in, but so I just get really nervous sometimes, making sure I have a good cushion. Because I had a really good cushion, and I'm grateful because I would have been decimated by the
Pandemic killed a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people were dipping in their accounts. A lot of businesses went out of business, became completely. So when people were like, well, y'all still in business? I said, yeah, we lucked out that it didn't hit us like that. But when we had that shutdown, it happened literally during spring break.
Yes, I remember that.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then I remember one day I came to work and they were like, the zoo's closed. I'm like, what? Yeah, they're going to be closed Definitely the pandemic and everything. And then after that, during the summer, I was just like, oh my God. I sat there with no food, how many months, nothing coming in.
The week before they closed down for the pandemic, they were calling me from Galveston. We want you to come back. We want you to come back. And I was like, looking at the news, going, I don't think I'm coming back. Galveston would have been great money, but they were just greedy. Just greedy.
Or they want 40%.
They wanted 50%. They were taking 50%, and they couldn't guarantee the traffic. I was just like, I'm only here basically to do you a favor.
So what did they want you to do? Go out there and face paint?
No, they couldn't even keep face paint traffic. This was henna.
Okay.
And henna would be, it's more expensive, but I can't get $100 for a little bitty henna. Like just to make it worth my while. They're not paying for anything else. So. Okay, we're about ready to. I wonder if this is ridiculous.
I need to charge this phone up. You have anything for
I don't have a
No.
Do you have a cord?
Yes, in the car. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go
You sure?
to the restroom.
Hmm?
I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Okay.
Oh.
That's our brand new toilet too,
Oh, shit.
with the remodel.
What am I doing here?
Okay. Move the chair. 5 minutes.
What is that? Rice?
Sticky rice, and remember I made that oxtails. Well, I put them. I froze them. So now I have vegan oxtails.
What's this?
Because my second battery's not charged, so we're gonna take that off.
was telling Andre, they should not do any kind of mandates. I'm like, just take it out. Just let them have at it. Everybody can run up in the don't wear a mask, won't wear a mask, or whatever. Let them get sick.
It's not working. So apparently that's not gonna work. Should have enough juice in this bag. So.
I haven't messed with my 3D printer yet.
Hmm?
I haven't started messing with my 3D printer yet.
There's a library on the northeast side. They do classes on how to use a 3D printer.
No, I know how to use it. I just haven't had time to sit down and use it because I'm doing all the shit for the Palm Restaurant. Had I not had to get that work, I would be doing what I've been doing.
Okay, step a little bit away. Okay, give me one of your poses.
Chicken slide.
Okay. Touch it on me. Okay. And then your superhero pose. It's so cool. Okay, and you're back.
There you go.
Okay. I got you while you're moving.
Okay, but that's good.
You look so awesome. It's the most cool.
Okay.
What do you think?
Good. You like it?
I am
You
very
like it.
excited. Let me see. Do.
What you want to see?
I was just making sure that camera saw the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay. And broadcast.